Even if it comes against your,
right, it makes you uncomfortable.
You got to get that okra off their plate.
Yeah.
Peas.
Yeah.
Brussels certain aspects of the truth are very uncomfortable.
Some sauerkraut.
When you're in a camp.
Yeah. God.
Right? You got to be, put yourself last. When your house got to be the camp house.
God.
You need somewhere to gather. Yeah. If it's available, I remember I was the first camp house.
That's why a lot of guys. That's why a lot of guys from outside the country. That's why certain guys fell out.
Right.
Because they had a problem with their house being there. They had the accommodations, but because they had a woman and a woman was talking shit. Right. These niggas out here. Right. So the woman was being comfortable. It was more important to that end up there than maybe the elders in the camp would get on and look what you've been done. And that was uncomfortable to them.
Right. And all of these things take is a simple conversation. The conversation is, brothers, I don't mind you coming, but let's see if we can alternate the days.
Yeah.
Maybe every 2 weeks, yada yada yada, boom.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be that, but you sit back and you puffing and puffing.
Sourpuss.
You start to, as the scriptures say, you don't
murmur.
It's something you don't do grudgingly or something.
Don't give grudgingly.
So you start to do it grudgingly.
Yeah.
Now there is an aspect of uncomfort that comes with being in that lot, but there's a blessing that comes from it.
Yeah, because you have sincerity and insincerity.
Right.
So if you're doing it insincere, then
right. Well, get Peter where it say the time is short.
And then this time is short.
Yeah. Be use hospitality towards. Yeah, that's why.
Because Jake got to remember something.
Hospitality, because that's going into, because at that time, one of the particular emperors was persecuting the church. Yeah. So there was a bunch of hell being put on the church, and this is where we are. So this was Peter's advice in that situation.
Yeah, and Salaka, it says, "He that soweth sparingly shall reap sparingly."
Yeah, right. Yes.
Y'all got it.
Corinthians 9.
Right.
Y'all can get that after this.
Okay.
1 Peter chapter 4 verse 8 says, "And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves.
Yeah.
For charity shall cover the multitude of sins."
Right. So when you get into that, because that's when you know you're serving, when it starts to hurt.
Yeah.
When it hurts, you serve it. Yeah. That's part of servitude. It's trying. Yeah.
Hey, just like when you're working out, you know how you know it's working when it starts hurting.
Right. So you got to think of the blessing aspect of your deed as well.
Hurt brings growth.
It's funny because this morning I was going to do a lesson, and the title was "Be Your Brother's Keeper," and then I was going to use the example of the Macedonian church.
Right.
And then
my laptop shut off, whatever. But I was going to bring the scripture out, so it's beautiful. It says, "And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging."
Without grudging. Read it in the NLT.
In the NLT, cheerfully share your home with those who need a meal or a place to stay.
Camp house. So the camp house, because we don't have a physical temple. So now this is the sanctuary, so if you can spare that, you got it possible.
No, go ahead.
No, I made my point.
No, that's why it says, Yahushua said, whatever city you're going to, let your peace come upon it. And if they accept you, so be it. But if not, then wipe the dust off your feet.
That's right.
Because what's happening is even the dust of that city, is not the Lord, because the Lord going to judge those people.
Right.
So just wipe the dust off and get the hell out of this as fast as possible.
And what did the Bible say? Charity covereth a multitude of sins.
Yeah.
We're all sinners.
Oh, yeah.
So what the dudes don't realize, by sharing your home or whatever it might be, and showing that charity for the sake of the work of the Lord.
Yeah.
Maybe the Lord was ready to smoke you, but you did that, and the Lord said, you know what, have mercy on this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, the scriptures say, present your body as a living sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. Right. Sacrifice means to make holy. Right. And when the sacrifice was a burnt offering, so you become that burnt offering, so to speak.
God.
By devoting your time and your energy to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
God. Shit, this elder right here, the elder D-Mac, his house right now is the camp house.
Right.
In Indianapolis. Right. That's the camp house.
Right.
Brothers need to stay there, brothers can stay, but that's what we gathered. I mean, we got a few other brothers that visit. We got a few other spots. Well, you still got the other brothers. There's another young brother, I think. That brother, oh man.
Because you got to understand, the Lord put you in a position with that house or with that apartment for that time, because sometimes things change, you know? You may just be, maybe a season you have, or whatever, but the Lord gave you that space for the gathering of the saints. Because as a military, as we're in a military, a spiritual army, sometimes you have, I forget the name of it, a particular time in war where they would gather amongst each other and just talk. They would go and sit in particular tents, you know, whatever they had built, you know what I'm saying? And
because you got to remember too, you know, you got warriors, but you also have, you know, you give the men that what is that motivational speech. You know, to get them, you know, amped up. Because, you know, sometimes those you know, the words stir up emotions. You know, so look, remember what happened this, you know, I know that, you know, we catching hell, we hungry, we tired, but remember back in the days when such and such happened and the Lord came and delivered them. You know, so then it puts away, you know, their weakness of the flesh and gives them that hope, that gives them the energy to push on in the spirit. You know?
Encourage yourself up.
You could, you know, like I live alone. It wasn't my spirit to get, you know, it wasn't my spirit to get a 1-bedroom house. Because I'm like, well, what if brothers come visit? You know, what if we need space? You know? You know, so, you know, like that's the frame of mind that you gotta have, especially in these times, man. Because what if a brother is working a certain job and that whole company shut down, and that brother needs time to get? What if he falls on hard times trying to find another job and he needs to stay with you? You know, so it's good to have that extra space available, man. You know, you can't just think about yourself. It's good to have that extra space available. You know, if you have the funds, to do it, then do it, man. You know?
As you go through this walk, your mind starts to move everything to cater to the truth. Whether at the time that you work at your job, certain situations, you're trying to think, okay, how can I
fit it around the Lord?
Potential. And everybody has a different potential and place. It takes time to find your place. But it takes experience. Bump in your head, you know. To be all right, you know.
That's right.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 6. But I say this, he who soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly.
Boom.
And he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully.
So you have to be in the mindset of, you know, the more you give, the more you're going to get back. You know? Not, I know I'm just going to only give this much, and you can spare more than that. You know?
If the Most High can take some loaves and feed thousands, what you think he's going to do with these spiritual treasures that's going on?
And that was like an impossibility, it seemed like, you know? But now you got it.
No, like, I mean, the Most High takes little and makes a lot. That's why this faith is likened into a mustard seed. Something very, very small can take over a whole field. All right? And so the Most High, he's a power of abundance. He has abundant power. That's why when he pours into your cup overflowing.
That Quail Manna? That Quail Manna situation, Jacob like, dang. You know what I'm saying? It was an abundance.
That shit must have been good as hell.
It was a lot of people out there. A lot of them was hungry. The Lord said, oh, okay. Well, y'all just hungry? Well, here you go. To the point where they was like, you know what, we ain't hungry no more, Lord, dang.
And that manna was good. That manna was not good. I mean, we know what it's like. We tasted it, but we don't remember. We didn't taste nothing like that in this lifetime.
And the thing about it is that it had all the nutrients you needed to sustain you.
It was a superfood.
You can eat it like according to what I remember, Hafiz Ariad used to break this down to us back in the days when he was teaching. He said that manna,